My name's Jason Brandt. I'm an adventure swim guide with SwimTrek. My most memorable open water swim moment was when I was a guest for the first time with SwimTrek. The inspiration for me becoming a SwimTrek guest was really from my best friend. He had been a lifelong pool swimmer, and we took to open water about the same time. And one day he said, "I've read about this vacation that I want to go on. Will you come do it with me?" And it was honestly something I had never considered, and it was probably one of the better holiday vacations I've ever had. And we went to the Galapagos and swam with amazing marine life and fish and incredible birds right at the equator. It's like a place that's never had much impact from humans, and so it was true wild swimming.
I think I might have been born in the water. Hi, my name is Marlys Cappaert. I believe there's a gene for loving the water. My mother was very passionate about swimming, very passionate about water. If she couldn't go swimming, she'd take a bath every day. And so what that meant for me as a kid is all of our vacations were around waterfalls, lakes, rivers, anywhere we could be in the water. And I was one of 4 kids, and I got that gene. So all my life I've been swimming in open water. When I look at a lake in my head, I say, oh, can I swim across it? That's always been part of my life, and as I grew up, I had friends that were also open water swimmers. We started traveling and going to events like the Maui Channel or the Trans Tahoe, and we would turn our vacations into swimming trips because we liked active holidays. And then we found SwimTrek, just found it in an ad, and decided that sounded amazing. So we gathered up a group of friends and did our first trip in the Greek Cyclades in 2009. And that was the best week of my life, without question. Immediately after that, I started saving up for the next trip. 2 years later, we went to Croatia. Again, had an amazing week. All you do is swim, eat, rest, swim, eat, rest in beautiful waters. Saved up again, and I went to the British Virgin Islands, where I had another amazing week. And by this time I'm thinking, I'm not sure I can afford this, so I need to work for these people. And they were very nice about saying, yeah, we always are looking for guides, and here's the criteria. And I said, okay. It was a little bit intimidated because I haven't swum the English Channel. I live in America, it's a British company. But I thought, okay, I'll just go over the next year and see how it feels, try to get my qualifications done. And 3 months later, I was at a swim race in Lake Superior, and I get this phone call from England. And I thought, who do I know in England? I answered the phone, and it was the director of operations for SwimTrek. And she said, can you work in Croatia next month? I arranged some things with my work and to finish my qualifications and was all set to go to Croatia for a couple weeks. Very excited because I had been to that location. I would be the assistant guide. I thought, okay, if there's a nice entry to this, this is it. And then she called me a week later and she said, I'm sorry, Croatia isn't gonna work. And I was like, of course it's not. Thank you for the fantasy. I loved thinking about it. She's like, oh, no. We want you to go to Turkey for a month. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I ended up rearranging my schedule and headed off for Turkey for a month. And it turns out that as much as I love swimming and I love the experience of these trips as a swimmer, being a guide was just powerful because I knew what these people were feeling. And if I was able to enable these folks to enjoy the water and enjoy the week as I had, it was just beautiful. So it turns out I almost like guiding more than swimming. Not quite, but almost. And then I just couldn't get enough. So the next year, so the first year I did a month, and then the next year I did 6 weeks, and then I just kept saying yes. And eventually I had another job, and I said, if SwimTrek calls me, I'm going to say yes. And they said, well, we'll just take what you can get. We understand. So anyway, eventually, 5 years later, I said, I'm just doing too much SwimTrek. So I resigned my other job and started spending all my working time with SwimTrek. In 2023, SwimTrek is offering something like 40 locations, and they literally range the globe.